Hey everybody, what's up? It's James from JC on Fire Ministry. I wanted to come to you and give you a little nugget of information today. You might find this interesting. In Genesis chapter 1 verse 9, it literally says that God took the waters of the earth and brought forth up a land out of the ocean, out of the sea. And he called this land, this bit of earth, this form, land, basically. So in the beginning, this will confirm. Okay, if you read verses 9 and verse 10, it literally describes that the earth was all water in the beginning, right? And then God brought up this hard surface that he called land, and it was just one large continent in the middle of all the water. God had caused all the water to surround this continent, and he called that sea. All right, it was only one sea, and there was only one land. And this contributes to the idea that at one time the earth was considered to be in the form of pangea. Now, it was later on in the book of Genesis, it was after the flood, after God had caused the springs of the underworld to come up and the rains to come down. He caused the tectonic plates to shift and everything. I mean, it just wreaked havoc on the crust of the earth. And so if you go to Genesis chapter 10, Genesis chapter 10 is the genealogy after the flood. After Noah and his sons exited the ark, they go down through the sons, and it's like this son gave birth to this one, and then throughout, the word beget means a descendant of, basically. This person gave birth to a person down the line of the bloodline so many years down. But if you go down, there's this one guy. His name, I believe, was Peleg, and he begat this one guy. And it was, and if you read in verse 25, it literally says, it was during the days of this particular person that was alive that God divided the earth. The earth was no longer considered a pangea, but because of the tectonic plates shifting and the earthquakes that would have happened during that time, God separated and he split the earth into its sections to how we see it today, where there's the North America, South America, Africa, Australia. But if you was to bring all of these back together, they would fit perfectly. He would raise up the ocean floor to make all of this fit perfectly. Now, most people don't know that, but the Bible does not lie. And science doesn't disagree with the Bible. Did you know that? If science is done correctly, science will agree with the Bible, and we can have history, we can have science, and we can learn more about where we're at. Now, science will tell you that the earth has been around for hundreds of millions of years. Now, that is possible. And I only say that because to God, one day is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is like one day. Now, when we're talking about God doing something in one day, we need to realize that very thing, that one day is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is like one day. It's possible, if you're using the mathematics in a figure of thinking, to where we're coming from God's side point of view, if we're thinking from God's point of view and perspective of how things are done. In the realm of eternity, there is no time. That's why it seems like one day is like 1,000 years, because there's no time. But inside of the earth, inside of our galaxy, there is time, because that's the way there's laws of nature that are in effect. The sun, the earth, the moon, the stars, the air, the seasons, everything is seasons. But did you know that generally speaking, in reality, if everything stood still, God could still make everything timeless. And the only reason why God allowed that is because we have to age. And age started because of the fall of man. But we're not going to get into all that. But I wanted you to know that originally Pangea was in the Bible, and the dividing of the earth into its continents are actually in the Bible. Go check that out for yourself. I hope that you learned something today. This is James from JC on Fire Ministry.